Okay, so the past 2 days we've been practicing graphing slope-intercept form, and we kind of took in our time doing that, which builds up to what we actually talk about in 8th grade, which is systems of equations. This is when you have two or more equations, but luckily for us in 8th grade we only deal with two. So the idea is for systems of equations is we graph both lines like we practiced, but we're looking to see where they intersect. Intersect means where they cross. And so there are three types we're going to see. The first type is when they have one intersection, so they cross one time. That's what the most common way, and that's what we mostly deal with in 8th grade. The other two types that are special is whenever the lines are parallel. If you notice, they're in the same direction. It looks like they never close on each other, so they're never going to cross. When they're parallel lines like this is no solution. You can always tell on the equation if they're parallel whenever they have the same slope. So that's a good dead giveaway, okay? The other type, if you look at the third type, this looks like there's only one line in this picture. But what if I told you there are two? They're just stacked right on top of each other. This is when it's infinite solutions. That means every single point is the same because it's the same line. So in that case, if parallel means the same slope, infinite means identical. So that means same slope and same y-intercept. So it's pretty neat to see those, which we'll practice, okay? So let's just start easy. Number one. First, we start with the first equation, okay? Ease into this. We're going to start at the y-intercept of positive 3. So we're going to go 3 on the y-axis, okay? My slope is negative 5/3. Now remember, we talked about this. Negative 5/3 does not mean negative 5 over negative 5. I like to just put it on the numerator. So it's negative 5 over positive 3. And remember my slope, if the numerator is negative, we're going to go down. If my denominator is positive, we're going to go right. So from positive 3, we're going to go down 5 and then right 3. If I try to go down 5, right 3 again, it goes off the page. If I try to go the opposite direction, I go up 5, left 3, I can't do that either. So I'm done with that first equation. But this time we have 2, so we got to keep going. The second equation starts at negative 3. So we go on the y-axis at negative 3, that's right there. My slope is 1/3. Since my slope is 1/3, the numerator is positive, so we're going to go up. The denominator is positive, so we're going to go right. So from negative 3, we're going to go up 1, right 3. And if you notice, when I go up 1, right 3, I land on the same point that the other line had. So guess what? That is where they're going to intersect. So I like to circle it. And then I try to go up 1, right 3 again. I can't. In the opposite direction, I would go down 1, left 3 and plot my point. So there's my line. But the point of this is we're trying to see where they intersect. So this is my answer right here. Well, I have to figure out what the x and the y is for the ordered pair. The x is 3, because this is the x-axis, so it's 3. The y is negative 2, because the y-axis is negative 2. So 3, negative 2 is my answer. So let's try it again. If you look at number 2, my y-intercept is positive 3. So that means we're going to be on the y-axis at up 3. My slope is 4. When my slope is 4, I want to make it a fraction by putting it over 1. So that way it doesn't change the value. So 4 over 1, my 4 is positive, so we're going to go up 4. My 1 is positive, so we're going to go right 1. Now at positive 3, I can't go up 4, right 1. So I'm going to have to go down 4, left 1 in the opposite direction. Down 4, left 1. And I can draw my line now. The second equation is a y-intercept of negative 2, so we start on the y-axis at negative 2. My slope is negative 1. In order to make negative 1 a fraction, we're going to put it over 1 in the denominator. So negative 1 means down 1, and my denominator means right 1. So from negative 2, we're going to go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. In the opposite direction, I go up 1, left 1. And as soon as I go up 1, left 1, I notice that this point is also on the other line. So I'm going to circle it because that's where they're going to intersect. And then I'm going to go up 1, left 1, and just continue my pattern. Up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. So I found my answer. So then we just have to figure out what the x and the y are, and that's the hardest part. So the x, if I look at the x-axis, is -1, and the y on the y-axis is -1 also. So my answer, if I find room, is -1, -1. So let's keep going. Number 3, my y-intercept is -1, so I start -1 on the y-axis. My slope is -1/2, but again, remember it's not -1 over -2. I like to put the negative on the numerator, so I'm going to put -1 over +2. -1 in the numerator means down 1. +2 in the denominator means right 2. So from -1, we're going to go down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2. And then in the opposite direction, we're going to go up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2. And then I just grab my line. The second equation starts at -4 on the y-axis, so we're going to go there. My slope is 1/4, so 1/4. Since my numerator is positive, we're going to go up 1. Since my denominator is positive, we're going to go right 4. So up 1, right 4. If you notice, lands on the same point that they did, the first line did, so I'm going to circle that one. And the opposite direction would be down 1, left 4. So my intersection's there. We got to figure out what that is. So my x, if I look at the x-axis, is 4, and if I look at the y-axis, is -3. Make sure it's always x and then y, not y and then x. And there we go. So let's practice a few more. If I look at number 4, my y-intercept is -4, so we're going to go down 4. My slope is 3, which I want to make a fraction, 3/1. +3 means up 3, and +1 means right 1. So from -4, I'm going to go up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1. And I'm going to connect those. My y-intercept for the second equation is +3. So I start on the y-axis at 3. This second one is -1/2, so I'm going to put the negative with the numerator, so it's -1 over +2. And I'm going to go down 1, right 2. So from 3, I'm going to go down 1, right 2, so down 1, right 2. And notice I land on this same point as the other line. So down 1, right 2. I stop going, so I have to go up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2. And now we just have to figure out what that ordered pair is. The ordered pair is x. On the x-axis is +2, and on the y-axis is +2 also. So my answer is 2, 2. If I look at number 5, number 5, my y-intercept on the first one is +2. So I'm going to start on the y-axis at 2. My slope is -2, but I want to make it a fraction by putting it over 1. So the numerator is negative, so we're going to go down 2. The denominator is positive, so we're going to go right 1. So from +2, we're going to go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. And the opposite direction would be up 2, left 1. And that's all I can go. The second equation starts at -2. So -2 on the y-axis is right there. And -2 is the second slope. Notice it's the same exact as the first, so maybe you can already tell what's going to happen. Since -2 in this numerator, we're going to go down 2. +1 in the denominator means right 1. So from here, we're going to go down 2, right 1. I can't go anymore, so we're going to have to go up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. And if you notice, I never got to where I saw it landed on another point from the other line because they are parallel. So we talked about this. When they are parallel, that means no solution. That means they're never going to intersect. Now, there's a symbol for no solution that you'll see in the future, and this is a circle with a line through it. That means an empty set, no solution, no answer. Number 6. Number 6 is a special one because all it says is y equals -1. This means that the slope is 0 A zero slope, that means it's going to be a horizontal line. That means it's going to cross the y-axis at -1, and it's going to have a zero slope. So it's just going to be a horizontal line like that. The second equation I can graph, my y-intercept is +4, so we're going to start on 4 on the y-axis. My slope is -5/2 because I want to put that negative with the numerator. So we're going to go down 5, right 2. Down 5, right 2. And notice when I plotted that point, it's on the line that I graphed originally. And so I'm going to go down 5, right 2. I can't do it again. So this is where they intersect. So I have to figure out what that x and the y are. The x would be +2, and the y would be -1. What we didn't get a chance to talk about is what happens whenever they're identical. So on this number 5, since I know they have the same exact slope, okay, not the same equation, but same exact slope, I know they're parallel, so it's no solution. But what would happen if they were both identical, like it was -2x + 2 and -2x + 2? That means it would be the same exact line. So if that ever happens, they're identical, which means they land on top of each other, which means your answer is infinite. So they're going to use the infinity symbol.